When practicing deeply the prajna, paramita persists as sufficing the empty entity, safe from all suffering and stress. Hari Buddha Vam does not hear but from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. The opposite form is emptiness. The opposite emptiness is form. The same issue of feeling, perception, impulse, and consciousness. Hari Buddha Dharma, which emptiness, they do not appear or disappear, are not changed, appear, do not increase or decrease, therefore in emptiness, no form, no feeling, no perception, no impulses, and no consciousness, no eyes, no ear, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no cells, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no rim of eyes, and so forth, until no rim of mind, consciousness, no ignorance, and also no extension of it, and so forth, until no age and death, and also no extension of him, no suffering, no regeneration, no stopping, no path, no cognition, also no attainment, with nothing to attend. The Bodhisattva depends on prajna paramita, and his mind has no interest without any Okay, everybody have the Diamond Sutra? We on continue on chapter 17. Okay, good evening, my dear Sangha. Today is November the 8th, 2017. Welcome for tonight meditation and Dharma talks. How's everyone doing tonight? Good? No more Barry, so you can listen. You cannot hear me, just come close section. Today we talk about the last couple paragraphs. So the ultimate, there is no self. So this is what we talk about. So the Diamond Sutra, chapter 7, talk about no self, right? So we already know that as a human being, we contain this body, and this body contains how many elements? Anybody remember? The body contains how many elements? 4. 5, right? Okay. Earth, water, fire, air, and what? Space, right? So these 5 elements combine to form this body. So one of these 5 elements is missing, this body cannot form, right? So can you hear me back there okay? Probably take a 5-minute break, I go get the berry. Meditation 5 minutes. You can pause the video. So this body contains the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, and air. So this body have to have this 5 elements, otherwise this body cannot form. So when we look deeply this body, actually there's no self, right? But everything have to depend on each other. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the space depend on each other to form this body. So one of these elements missing, we cannot form this body. So last time we talked about the ultimate reality is no self. It means when we meditation, when our practice to complete enlightenment, when he see that this body, there's no self here, so it means no ego. So that's why we are attached to this self, we will be suffering. So whoever attaches the self a lot, doesn't mean they have a lot of suffering. So whoever don't attach to the self, then they have no suffering, right? So today we continue on the paragraph about the Buddha. Say, right, you are Subhuti. So Marcus, can you read the first?
The Buddha said, right you are, Subhuti. In fact, there does not exist the so-called highest, most fulfilled, awakened mind that the Tathagata attains. Because there had been any such thing, Buddha Dipankara would not have predicted of me. In the future, you will come to be a Buddha called Shakyamuni. This prediction was made because there is, in fact, nothing that can be attained that is called the highest, most fulfilled, awakened mind.
Okay, you can stop there. So this one, the Buddha said that in the past, when he was a disciple of one of the Buddha is called Dipankara. Dipankara means the light Buddha. Predict that this Sakyamuni Buddha in the future will become a Buddha. So at the time, Sakyamuni Buddha, he attached to his enlightenment, then he will not become a Buddha. So at that time, generally we say that we have awakened mind. This is our main topic, is to awaken the true nature. So when you awaken your true nature and you are attached to your true nature, then you can are not fully enlightenment one. You understand now? So in generally, anything that you have awakened, but if you are attached to your awakening, then you are not awakened. That's what this means. So that's why the Buddha Sakyamuni himself, he said, if I attach to my enlightenment, I am attached to my highest, the most fulfilled awakened mind, then I will not attain the highest or the most fulfilled awakened mind, right? So that's why this sentence, this paragraph talk about, doesn't matter what you achieve during your enlightenment, you should not attach to the enlightenment. Just like today you use meditation and your mind is at peace, and you are attached to that peace, then you are actually not at peace, right? Because you still attached to that peace, the peaceness, the stillness, right? So here, our practice, doesn't matter what level we achieve, we have to let go, don't hang on it. If you don't let go, don't hang on it, then you will go higher and higher, right? More enlightenment. So just like you go to school, right? You go first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade until you finish high school and college and graduate school and get a PhD. If you are attached to any level of those, you cannot go higher. Like if you are attached to second grade, you cannot go third grade, right? You say, I'm going to stay for second grade forever, right? And then you what? You will never go to third grade or fourth or fifth, right? So here the Buddha said the same thing. Whatever we achieve during our practice, we should not attach to that. We have to let go and move on to the highest, the next level. So his highest achieve is the most awakened mind. I mean, the main thing is that to attain the awakened mind. But when you get there, the true, fully awakened mind, then you should not attach to it, right? So that's what I mean, non-attachment to awakened mind. Even though we have a Buddha nature, we have true mind, we have stillness mind, fully awakened mind, but we should not attach to it. And then next paragraph, Mike, can you read the next one?
Why Tathagata means the suchness of all things dharmas. Someone would be mistaken to say that the Tathagata has attained the highest, most fulfilled awakened mind, since there is not any highest, most fulfilled awakened mind to be attained. Subhuti, the highest, most fulfilled awakened mind that the Tathagata has attained, is neither graspable nor elusive. This is why the Tathagata has said all dharmas are Buddha Dharma. What are called all dharmas are in fact not all dharmas. That is why they are called all dharmas.
Okay. So he said that why Tathagata. So Tathagata is to have two meanings. It also means the Buddha himself. It also means suchness. So here he talk about suchness. So if you are already at suchness, if you are attached to stillness, then you are not stillness, right? So if someone would be mistake by say that the Buddha achieved the highest, here's Tathagata achieved the highest, the most fulfilled awakened mind, since there's no highest of most fulfilled awakened mind to attain. So basically, if you are stillness, you are reaching to the level of awakening, then you don't need to say that I am achieved a full awakening. Because if you say you achieve full awakening, you still have what? The ego, right? Just like if you are a doctor, and you say I'm a doctor, then what? You are attached to the doctor. You don't need to say that you are a doctor, right? You can cure patient, you can give prescription, right? So here, Tathagata is the Buddha, is the suchness thing of all Dharma. Mean that Whatever he see, he taste, he touch, is all stillness. No more attachment to all Dharma. So Dharma here is phenomena, right? Talk about phenomena, not the Buddha teaching. But the Dharma here is talk about all phenomena is for him or her is suchness, no more attachment. So that's why he or she achieved the highest awakened Buddha nature. And the last paragraph, the last sentence, this is why Tathagata say, all Dharma are Buddha Dharma. So here he's about all phenomena are Buddha teaching. What are called all Dharma are in fact not all Dharma. That is why we call all Dharma. When we look deeply, that everything is the Buddha teaching. It's like the sun, the flowers, the trees, the plant, all this stuff is have some kind of lesson of teaching, right? Just like during the Buddha time, people, some of the monks go into the forest and suddenly the leaf fall down and he got enlightenment. But we see leaf fall all the time. Do we get enlightenment? Why? Because they see the leaf is fall down mean what? Because he or she contemplate impermanent. Because when their mind is contemplate on impermanent, they see everything is what? Come and go. So when his mind to the state of stillness, he saw the leaf fall down, and then what? He got enlightenment. You see that? So whatever you do during your daily life, that everything can awake yourself. Every enlightenment is everywhere. Just like one of the Zen master walking and suddenly two couple or the two wife and husband argument, and suddenly he enlightenment by listening their argument. You see that? So for them, their minds have some kind of doubt, some kind of practice, and suddenly they heard the sound and they got enlightenment. It's like their fruits are about to ripen already, right? So whatever they hear, they see, they taste, they got enlightenment from the sixth sense. So that's why that all Dharma are Buddha Dharma. So like one of the Zen master, the king, Vietnamese king, he said eating, drinking, and going to the toilet are all Buddha Dharma. Yeah. So when we look backly, that's eating is Dharma, right? Going to sleep is Dharma, drinking is Dharma. That means if you truly live the teaching, then everything is a lesson. You eating is a lesson too, right? That's why we have a silent meal. When we eat in silent, right? When we walk in silent. So enlightenment is everywhere. You can walk, you get enlightenment. You can stand, you get enlightenment. You can sit, you get enlightenment. You can lie down, you get enlightenment, right? So Ananda, one of the Buddha attainment, he got enlightenment when he about to lie down. He suddenly feel tired and then he lie down and then he got enlightenment. So enlightenment is everywhere. So awakening is everywhere, right? Not just listen to the Dharma, but also your daily life. So you can enlightenment during your driving, right? Like when you're driving and suddenly by somebody's hung a horn to you, and if you have some kind of stillness, calm, peace, or doubt, then you got enlightenment, right? So here he said that all the Dharma, all phenomena is the teaching, is a lesson to learn. So everything is, you can learn from it, right? There's nothing is non-Dharma. So that's why the last sentence is very essential for us to learn that all Dharma are Buddha Dharma, mean all phenomena are the teaching of the Buddha. That everything can teach, right? It's like when one of the Zen master, he smelled the flower, one of the jasmine flower, and then he got enlightenment. Right? But we smell the flower every day. How come we don't get enlightenment? Because when we smell, we follow the what? Yeah,
The scent.
the scent of the flower already. We attach the flower already. But when they smell, they remind that they have a Buddha, the nature of smell. When they heard, they have a nature of hearing. When they hear, they smell, they taste, they see, they just recognize that they have a wicked nature. They don't follow the object outside. But for us, when we see, we taste, we touch, we just follow the object outside. That's why we have delusion mind, cover. All these objects cover our wicked mind. Just like when you taste the food, what's the first thing you say if it's good? You attach right away, right? Oh, it's good. You want some more? That means a rise of what? A rise of thought already. You forgot your waking nature. So you don't recognize that, oh, I have a nature of tasting. Without a waking nature, then you cannot taste. The tongue cannot taste by itself, right? Must be something inside. If you cut your tongue out and you put there and you put the tongue on the food, the tongue can taste its food by itself? No, right? So must be something in here, right? That's made us walking, tasting, seeing, talking, right? So that's why we have to go back to that person or whatever inside that manipulate this body, right? So who manipulate this body inside? So that's why the last sentence very essential for us, that all phenomena are Buddha teaching, all Dharma are Buddha Dharma. So, and then the last one is that all Dharma are in fact not Dharma. That's why we call Dharma. So all Dharma, all phenomena is actually not phenomena. And at last, then he says all phenomena is truly phenomena. This means when you first look, you see all phenomena is actually phenomena. This means you have to contemplate 30 years. Like, remember the mountain and the river? Right? You have to contemplate everything. And at last is that all phenomena is phenomena. His mind is suchness. So he see everything is suchness. At first we have to contemplate that nothing is what? It stays forever. Everything is impermanent. So this is very essential for us to practice on that one. Okay, the next paragraph. Anybody volunteer? Dale, can you read the next one?
Okay. Subhuti, a comparison can be made with the idea of a great human body. Subhuti said, what the Tathagata called a great human body is in fact not a great human body. Subhuti, it is the same concerning bodhisattvas. If a bodhisattva thinks that she has to liberate all living beings, then she is not yet a bodhisattva. Why? Subhuti, there is no independently existing object of mind called bodhisattva. Therefore, the Buddha has said that all dharmas are without a self, a person, a living being, or a lifespan.
Okay, you can stop here. So this one, he go further, but he say, Subhuti, a comparison can be made with the ideas of great human body. So in general, if a Bodhisattva practice that save all sentient beings, that if he or she attached to their saving, then they are not Bodhisattva. So Bodhisattva here means a term of help all sentient beings. So a person who help all sentient beings consider themselves a Bodhisattva. But he himself or herself attached to this Bodhisattva, then he or she are not a Bodhisattva. You see that? So here, then, whatever you do, whatever you done, do not attach to it. If you still attach to it, then your merit and virtue will not be highest. So that's why the last sentence is that all phenomena or all dharma without a self, a person, a living being, and a lifespan. It means the four philosophies notion, self, person, and living beings, life is all just a notion. So a self is us, a person is someone. So if we help someone, and we say, I'm helping you, you are attached to helping, then what? You are not Bodhisattva, right? You still have the ego. So that's why when you help somebody, save somebody, you are not attached to it, then you consider yourself a Bodhisattva. You see that? So this is very difficult. So this is the way we practice, is that whatever we do, it's like you help your friend, right? And suddenly you say, you have to repay me. Then you will have what? The I, the ego, right? So when you help your friend, you don't need to repay, you don't need to do anything. Then you consider yourself a Bodhisattva. So I mean, you're doing whatever you're doing, goodness, but don't attach your doing. Right? I mean, whatever you do, just let it go. Don't hang on it. Because actually, there's no ego. If you still have an ego, then you attach to your doing. So that's why you have suffering. When you're doing goodness and people don't give thanks to you, then you will be suffering, right? So here, the Buddha teaches us, when you do something, goodness for someone, don't attach to do it. If you attachment, then you will be suffering. Just like if you're doing helping some friend or some family member, and they don't give thanks to you or give you any repayment, then what? Yeah, then you get angry, you get upset, right? For example, if you go on doing charity, giving charity, right, to homeless people, and suddenly you have a good heart, you give in, you feed them on Christmas Day or Thanksgiving Day, you go to feed them, and suddenly you give good food to them, and then suddenly a homeless man say something back to you, say bad thing to you, then now you happy to give them any more food, or you will run away. You probably run away, right? Because he or she say something bad to you, right? So that's why we still have the what? The egoless. Ego, right? If we have egoless, then doesn't matter what that person do something, our good time is giving, right? So that's why don't attach to your giving. This is a self, a person, a living beings, and a lifespan. Because all the thing is a notion of philosophy. Okay, the last paragraph. Anybody volunteer? Kathleen, can you read the last one?
That the if a bodhisattva thinks I have to create a serene and beautiful Buddha field, that person is not yet a bodhisattva. Why? What the Tathagata calls a serene and beautiful Buddha field is not in fact a serene and beautiful Buddha field, and that is why it is called a serene and beautiful Buddha field. Vibhuti, any bodhisattva who thoroughly understands the principle of non-self and non-dharma is called by the Tathagata an authentic bodhisattva.
Okay, so the last paragraph is about creating a beautiful Pure Land, right? A beautiful Buddha field. Just like, for example, I'm creating this temple, right? And if I attach to this temple, then actually I'm not a Bodhisattva, right? So you just create beautiful or not beautiful, you just create and don't attach to it, then you consider yourself Bodhisattva. But if you create something beautiful, nice, pure land or whatever, and you attach to that thing, then you are not a Bodhisattva. So whatever you do, you can create your own car, you can create your own house, you can create your own landscape, beautiful garden. But if you don't attach to it, then everything is very beautiful, right? But if you attach to it, then what? Nothing is beautiful anymore. Why? Because we have this ego attached to it already. So everything is suchness, is beautiful. Everything has this ego on it, then it's not beautiful, right? You see that? So just like when we go to the public park, nobody attached to it, then the park is what? It's beautiful. Right? If people attach to it, then what? The park is not very beautiful anymore. Just like if you create your own parks and let people come in, and then people say, "Oh, this is a beautiful park," Or people say, this is ugly pork. You don't like it, right? And then you will kick them out. Then the pork become what? Become ugly already. Becomes not serene or beautiful anymore. So the parts you create, don't attach to it. Doesn't matter if they say beautiful or ugly, you don't attach to it, then it's beautiful by itself. So that's why he said that whoever create the serene or the beautiful Buddha film in the land of themselves, and they should not attach to it, that's considered a bodhisattva. So you are the same thing. If you create your own house, you can make your own house beautiful, but if you don't attach to it, then your house will be beautiful. But if you create your own house and you attach to your beautiful house, then what? Then your house will not be beautiful anymore. Why? Anybody know why?
Never good enough.
Yeah, you say, oh, this is not good enough. You want more and more.
More.
You want to build more, right? You never have enough. So you have this ego inside, and you will be very suffering. And if you create your own house beautiful, and somebody come and do something about it, and what? For example, if suddenly you invite a lot of friends come to your house, and you think this beautiful house, decorate very nice, and one of your friends say, oh, this is ugly, this is terrible. Then what? Then you get suffering, you get mad. Then that beautiful house, beautiful landscape you did become what? Become ugly, right? So everything is dependent on mind, right? So it doesn't matter if people say good or beautiful, you just let the shirtless and the house or the land you create home beautiful by itself. You see that? So that is very simple. So this chapter 17 talk about let go of our ego, our attachment. Whatever you got, let go of your attachment. And then the beauty, the serene, is come by itself. You don't need to add, you don't need to subtract. Generally, we do something nice at home and we invite friends over and we always show off to our friend. The more you show off, the more what? The more it's getting ugly. Just let it be. Let them see by themselves, right? Let them think by themselves. You don't have to add more or subtract something, right? So this is very simple practice. So that's why when people come to the temple, we just let them see it by themselves. We don't say, oh, this is nice, this is beautiful. We don't show off anything, right? If you try to show off, then the temple become what? Become ugly, right? You just let them feel it, touch it, let them, because everyone have their own views, right? Everyone have their own opinion. So the main practice is let it be, suchness. Then everything will come by itself. So that's why the last sentence, the last paragraph talk about if you create your own pure land, and then you don't attach to your pure land, then this is the true pure land. But if you create your own pure land and you attach to your pure land, then actually it's not pure land. So that's a symbol, right? Okay, we will stop here. We will finish chapter 8 and continue chapter 18 next week. Do you have any question about this chapter 17? I think this chapter 17 is very long, right? We go 2 sessions already. So next time we study chapter 18. Talk about the eyes, right? Human eyes, the 5 eyes. Anybody have any question, comment? Anything that you'd like to share? So far so good, very simple. Yeah, chapter 17. We have how many chapters? Probably 9 more, right? 8 more chapters. 32 chapters. So be 12 more chapters. 14 more chapters. So we'll be finished by the end of the next year. Question, comment? No? No question? Very simple. Yes, back there.
Could you try to explain what it's, saying the suchness of all things, what that means for?
I mean, when your mind is calm, peace, and stillness, you see everything is suchness.
Right. What does it mean by the suchness?
Suchness means stillness.
Still.
Yeah, you see as it is. It's like you see a flower, you see it. You don't add or subtract anything else. It's called suchness.
So the suchness means just what it is? And
Yeah, just all phenomena just they don't arise anything or subtract anything. Just see it, touch it, and know it. Okay. Very simple. But it's hard to practice. Okay, next question.
The diamond is the hardest mineral, so sometimes I think maybe it might be called the Diamond Sutra because it's the hardest to understand. Maybe?
Yeah, it's also that meaning. The diamond is very hard to understand.
How long does it take to understand, more or less, or do you know?
It depends on, some people study more like 30 years to understand. Some people study 40 years, probably 2 or 3 life. Because diamond, you need to use your wisdom, your non-thinking mind to understand, not your analyze, your thinking mind. The more you think about it, you cannot understand. Because the Diamond Sutra is part of the Heart Sutra. It's like the Buddha's taught about 22 years. So this is the small part of the large Heart Sutra.
Say that last part again, I'm sorry.
So the Diamond Sutra, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, I just didn't understand, it was my fault.
So the Diamond Sutra is the part of the large Heart Sutra. So the large sutra contains 600 volumes. So the Diamond Sutra is one of the 600 volumes. So the Buddha spoke in this large Heart Sutra is 22 years. Right? And the Diamond Sutra is part of the Heart Sutra. So the Diamond Sutra talk about emptiness, talk about egoless. So that's why we have to, it's for us to how to understand for beginner, because everything is emptiness, everything have egoless. Right now we have this ego in our mind, and we study something that egoless is very hard to understand. So that's why we have to use our non-thinking mind to understand, not use the thinking mind to understand. If we use our thinking mind, then we will never understand. Right?
You have to use your heart.
Yeah, you have to use your yeah. Yeah, you have to use your heart. You have two kind of heart, a big heart and a wisdom heart. This heart cannot understand. You can take it out and it's just pump blood. Just know how to pump all the blood around. So that's why the Dharma Sutra, when something is hard to understand, you go to meditate. Try to do meditate, and then your mind is clear. You analyze, and then you will find. And sometimes you don't need to understand. You just let the fear, and then probably 5 or 10 more years you learn again, and then slowly you understand. Because the more you practice, your understand every day is different. Your wisdom will grow. So today you study the Dharma Sutra, but probably from 15 or 20 years you study the Dharma Sutra, your understanding is different. Because your enlightenment is stronger. Your mind is more clear. You understand better. You see that? It's not like 1 plus 1 and then next 10 years 1 plus 1 is 2. Not like that. Right? Just like when you are in first grade and you study algebra, you just remember and you know it, but you don't understand. And then until you take college or go high school, you are able to understand algebra. Yes.
I understand
Mm-hmm.
like what you shared. Like for example, when you're helping people and then like family members maybe they're rude and mean to you, and then I become angry and I do it again to them, or I feel like I'm gonna be able to handle it better until when I see them.
Mm-hmm.
And so and what I get really disappointed is knowing that I already know, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like that is.
It
so
takes time and
disappointing.
patience. Do it. It takes time and patience. Just like if you know how to cook pizza, spaghetti, you cannot just first time and learn to cook perfectly. You have to practice to cook, right? Just like cooking the same thing. Just like swimming the same thing. You don't know how to swim and you see people swim. Oh, this look like easy. And you jump down and then you drown. See that? So language seems difficult, easy, but practice very difficult. It takes time and patience, effort, diligence. Okay. Go ahead.
You talk about practice. It seems like there's a lot to it. That there's studying and contemplation.
Yeah, the 3 steps.
Practice.
Văn, tư, tu. Văn is mean study. Tư mean how you analyze, and tu mean put into practice. Yeah, the 3 steps too. So right now we learn and put into practice. Analyze first and put into practice. And during our practice, it doesn't matter how many percent you can accomplish to. Some people accomplish 5%, 10%, 20%. Some people are 50%, right? Different people have different level of practice. Okay, any more questions? Okay, we will recite the end vows. It goes. Living being or innumerable, I vow to save them all. Affliction or illness, I vow to break them all. The Dharma door uncountable, I vow to study them all. The Buddha ways and excelled, I vow to attain it. I vow that the merit and virtue from this will flow everywhere, enrich everyone, so that all worlds and all living beings will realize the Buddha ways. Thank you. Enjoy your wonderful weeks.